boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 4.3, Exploring Temperature. The materials that you'll need today, notebook paper, pencil, and your math journal. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So if you can open up your math journal to page 86, if you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. So for question number 1, you're solving. So first pay attention to the basic fact, 8 plus 7 we know is 15, and then I'm going to add my zeros. So then when I have 80 plus 70, I'm adding one more zero, giving me 150. When I have 800 plus 700, I'm going to add two zeros, giving me 1,500. And then when I have 8,000 plus 7,000, I'm going to add three zeros, giving me the answer 15,000. The unit that I chose to use today were coins. For question number 2, a piece of candy costs 11 cents. I pay with 15 cents. How much change do I get back? Circle the best answer. So I need to think if I start at 11, how much more to go from 11 to 15? And the best choice would be B, 4 cents. For question number 3, you are estimating. So is 7 closer to 0 or closer to 10? I know 7 is closer to 10. Is 53 closer to 50 or 60? I know that it's closer to 50. Is 88 closer to 80 or closer to 90? And I know that it's 90. For question number 4, circle names that belong. So the three names that are the same thing as a dollar would be 10 dimes, 4 quarters, and 100 pennies. Notice how 5 dimes, that would just be 50 cents. 5 nickels would be 25 cents. 18 nickels would be 90 cents. So these are the three that would work the best. For question number 5, circle the number sentences that are true. So I know that 9 plus 7 equals 7 plus 9. I know that 8 minus 5 is 3, and then 5 minus 8 would actually be negative 3. So that one would not work when I'm subtracting. But then for the last one, 6 plus 5 is 11, and 5 plus 6 is also 11. For question number 6, draw the other half of the shape. So yours should look something like mine, and the shape that we made was a triangle. So double check to make sure you have this correct, and again, fix any mistakes with your pencil and eraser. We're going to use our whiteboard just for a little bit today while I talk about the next slide. If the speed is ever too fast, please pause as often as needed. So boys and girls, today we're going to take a look at a thermometer. And notice how there are two sets of marks on my thermometer. There's numbers going up on this side and numbers going on this side. Do you know why? So there are two different scales used to measure temperature. And so in the United States, we are usually using degrees Fahrenheit. We're usually using this side when we're talking about measuring. But it's still important that we understand and we know that there is such a thing as Celsius, our degrees with the little C next to it. And we might see this when we are taking a look at science. They are usually going to be talking about degrees Celsius. And also in other parts of the world, they're going to use degrees Celsius. So looking at our thermometer, we can see that the numbers that are higher than 0 are in the positive, but then the numbers that are lower than 0 are in the negatives. So in my Fahrenheit, I have like negative 420, negative 40. Looking in Celsius, here's my 0. Then this would be a negative 10, negative 20, negative 30, negative 40. I can see my degrees Fahrenheit if I counted the little slashes in between my numbers. I can see that I am counting, looks like by twos. And then same thing with my degrees Celsius. It looks like I'm counting by twos. And for here, so I'm going from 40 to 60, so this number in between, that hash in between there would be 50. So let's say if I'm looking at 40 degrees Fahrenheit, about what temperature would be the same Celsius? And you can write that on your whiteboard. So about the same in Celsius would be about 4 degrees Celsius. So 40 degrees Fahrenheit would be about 4 degrees Celsius. What about 80 degrees Fahrenheit? About how much would that be in Celsius? So if I can find 80 and I can go over, and again, I can start at 20 and then I can count up like 22, 24 and keep going. And I should be about 26. 26 degrees Celsius would be about the same as 80 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll try one more. What if I have 0 degrees Fahrenheit? About how much is that Celsius? And this time, remember that our numbers lower than 0 are going to be in the negative. So if I'm at 10 and then I'm counting backwards, so this would be like negative 12, negative 14, negative 16, negative 18. So 0 degrees Fahrenheit would be about negative 18 degrees Celsius. So second graders, we're going to talk more about thermometers and temperature in our math journal today. So you can put your whiteboard to the side and open up your math journal to page 87. So for parts of this page, especially for the top part for number 1, if you are able to check the temperature of your classroom or to check the temperature of hot water or ice water, that's great. If you aren't able to check those today, I want you to take a look at our thermometers to kind of take your best guess, but also you can just kind of listen to my explanation for these first 3. Then for the bottom part 2, you should be able to figure out this part. So it says, which temperature makes more sense? Circle it. So thinking about the temperature in your classroom, thinking about the temperature of hot tea, the temperature of a person with a fever, and the temperature on a good day for ice skating outside. And you can use this scale to the side and pay close attention to when they tell you what water freezes at. It says water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the same as 0 degrees Celsius. They say at room temperature about 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. A normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 37 degrees Celsius. And then they jump way up and say water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. So boys and girls, I would like you to pause the video, complete as much of this page as you can, and then press play when you're ready to talk about it. All right, second graders. So again, you maybe were able to take a look at a thermometer, or you're maybe kind of taking your best guess, and that's okay too. So your classroom is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius, and they kind of tell us that one in our first thermometer. So when we're looking at hot water, so we know that water boils at 212, so that would be really hot. But just hot water would be about 130, or if you're a little bit higher than that, that's okay too. And so when I'm at 130, I can see that that's about 55 degrees Celsius. And then for ice water, now I know water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but ice water isn't quite at that freezing point. It's a little bit warmer than that. So for ice water, we said the best was around 43 degrees, which 43 degrees is the same thing as 6 degrees Celsius. So again, your answers might be a little bit different for this top part, and that's okay as long as they were pretty close. For question number 2, what temperature makes more sense? So the temperature in the classroom, what's going to make more sense? And you should have circled 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature of hot tea, you should have circled 180 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature of a person with a fever, we know that a normal temperature is 98.6. So with a fever, it would be 100 degrees Fahrenheit. 100 degrees Celsius, if you take a look way up here, that's really, really hot. That's when water's boiling. Our bodies can't get that hot. So it would be 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the temperature on a good day for ice skating would be negative 10 degrees Celsius. So if you look and see, on our thermometer, negative 10 degrees Celsius is going to be pretty close or a little bit colder than that when that water is freezing. Where 10 degrees Celsius, there wouldn't be ice yet. That's a little bit higher than when water freezes. Second graders, we're going to work more with temperature in future lessons. This was just a quick little check to see kind of if we're understanding temperatures. So the next thing that we'll do is we'll take a look at our math boxes, which is page 88. So if you can listen to the directions, then I'll ask that you complete the page on your own. When you're all done, take a picture and add that picture to Seesaw, and we'll go over this page in our next video. So for question number 1, write the fact family for 14, 7, and 7. For question number 2, what time is it, and what time will it be in 1 hour? For question 3, count forward by 100. For question 4, show 2 different ways to make 85 cents. For question 5, use less than, greater than, or equal to. And for question 6, your pencil tip is shaped like a cone. Name something else that is shaped like a cone. All right, second graders, I will see you next time.